What's up, guys? Did some shots while I was cleaning. I really just kind of went through a couple random cages. This is one of the black pearl crosses from this past season. It's obviously not super dark. This was one of the ones that had the purple in the head. You can still see it. It's got that real cool smiley face. But this thing does actually darken up a lot more. Everywhere where it had a pattern, it used to have a nice dorsal stripe. So it had a whole lot of dark pigment all down the sides there. This is probably one of the darker females that I'm going to let go of. I have a male that looks just like this. He's the one breeding back to the original females, the pure females. The first season we bred the black pearls, we didn't have a male, so I used my Inferno male. And now this season we have a male from that pairing, and that's the one that looks just like that. This is one of the last from the blood emerine stuff that I held back. It's a pretty cool male. Definitely resembles a red stripe. He doesn't quite have the red striping, but he's got a lot of nice tangerine and that striping. He's pretty unique looking, and I just held on to him because of that. Pretty much all the white and yellow stuff was done, but this is one of the males that I already moved over to the bigger racks. I'm going to start moving all of them over to get ready for the next set of babies. The striping looks awesome. I really love how everything turned out as far as all my white and yellow stuff. I got some really nice Infernos too. These are some of the females that are actually breeding right now. The other girls are in shed, unfortunately, but this is probably actually not the nicest of the three that are breeding. As of right now, I have 3 of the Inferno females breeding back to the father. 2 of them show paradox spots, and then I have 1 that's actually breeding to a white and yellow male. These 2 are definitely some of my favorites right here. The color on this thing is amazing. It just, where the bands are, it just has a rainbow of different colors. And the other ones are just such a deep orange. This is one you definitely have to see out in the sunlight and in person. But everything that came out of the Inferno stuff was just amazing too. For those of you that haven't been following, one of the big things we were trying to do was reproduce the paradoxing. Dave has a red stripe female that we bred into the Inferno line that had a big monster paradox spot on it, and she actually produced a ton of paradox offspring, and now some of those offspring have produced even more, so it kind of seems to pass on like a domino trait. I don't believe it's considered like a standalone gene or anything, but they're very interesting. Everybody seems to have something with a paradox spot in their collection that's unique, and everybody likes them for that reason. And we have ones with colored spots. They were the girls that are in shed, unfortunately, but I got some with some glowing orange spots. Was really what we were hoping for. And we really wanted to amp up the color on them. The original red stripe wasn't really a great example of the gene, and it just really didn't have a ton of color altogether. I was pretty excited for one to start seeing the paradoxing popping up in my group, but also to see such nice coloring in the babies. The mothers of these 2 are both shedding too, so I really didn't want to pull them out, but I'll definitely shoot some updated stuff on them. Probably the nicest super hypo I held back is also in shed, but these 2 are pretty decent looking. They're actually very interesting, especially when they go in the shed. They get so dark everywhere where they used to have pattern that's kind of faded away. It really darkens up, and it just pops out. Looks pretty cool. This one doesn't have a ton of carroting. This one has a little bit more, and the female that's in shed probably has about the same amount, but nicer color. But I held on to a few of these, hopefully to get some more carroting in my line. I definitely, my male doesn't really have a ton. Almost all the offspring have more than he does. But that's something we'll keep working on throughout future generations. Even these guys, these are probably the not the nicest ones I produced, and they still have some pretty awesome color to them. These two girls are probably my next favorite as far as the youngsters I still have. They both were born with the exact same pattern, but obviously they have two totally different looks. This one on the left has much more of that reddish tone to her, and the older she gets, the more it seems to pop out. And then the other girl, is just amazing looking. She's so bright. She's got that blue color in the pattern that I really love. I have some adults that held on to that, so I really like the ones that turn out that way. I like both looks. I was more shooting for the red, is why we got into the Infernos, but these look incredible as well. Like I said, pretty much the only thing I'm hoping for is to get some more carroting in the tails. Other than that, I'm happy with everything. Well, this is going to be the last one, but one of the other things we did was we took a male that was from the same lineage as my females to produce my Inferno stuff. So he was 50% red stripe and then 50% Inferno, and we produced quite a few possible head eclipses. I only have one that shows visible paradoxing, and she's actually full grown right now, and she's breeding back to one of the males. But I'm hoping when we hit some visual albinos with this stuff, we're going to get some really cool colored paradox spots. Or even some black on the albinos looks just as cool. But that's going to be it, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully if I have time, I'll do another video soon.